Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 Premium Soviet cruiser Mikhail Kutuzov. He has 12 152mm guns, 10 torpedoes, 65 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 11.1 kilometers top speed, 33 knots, total health 40,700. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, improved acceleration, concealment. For my commander, basic survivability, expert marksman, superintendent, demolition expert, and concealment again. We're on the map Neighbors, and this is not the video I had in mind to share with you. This is a stream highlight. I apologize right now. I wanted to record another Soviet cruiser that I just got, and many of you probably know which one I'm talking about, the Moskva. Unfortunately, I was lagging. I don't know what it was. It was only World of Warships. The quality of this video might be a little hitchy. I apologize. I don't care. I do care, but it's more important that I show you a exciting game than some subpar game. And this is an exciting game because it's very close. And only 500 or so have seen it. So I think it's worth the time invested if you're interested in the ship. I do not know if these premiums are still available. I did hear at some point they were going on sale. And we move out to the eastern side of the map. I try and engage any enemy destroyer that might show up. I am using dynamic. Again, there will be a dynamic video in the future. I just don't have one right now. But baseline, the idea of dynamic is that it is using a 30 knot scale. And from there, you can extrapolate out to whatever speed the target might be heading. The enemy destroyer pops his smoke, of course, doesn't want to take damage. He will die very quickly. Soviet cruisers are very effective at killing destroyers. I think everyone knows that at this point. But what else is going on? Well, the patch was announced, and it's this Thursday, I believe. If everything works out according to plan, the patch will release the German ships. I think that's pretty obvious, the way they sold it. So what will that mean for me? Well, I want to run the stream on Thursday, playing all the ships that you want to see, and just enjoying the release of the new patch. The patch is also going to have the colorblind mode, which doesn't help me, because I'm not colorblind, but it could help some of you, and that's fantastic. Anything to make it easier for you to have fun with the game, I'm all for. They're also going to have some UI adjustments, and boy does the UI need it. It's a little unresponsive at times, and this is really relevant right now. I'm just trying to play ships that I haven't played in a while. I go to fix all of these stupid little save for the next battle sort of thing that they put in the most recent patch, and it's hitching. It's holding up, it's hanging, it's doing everything that I don't want it to do, and it's really frustrating. And all of that should be, theoretically, should be fixed in 0.5.10. I'm sure everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about when you're in the port. It just hangs for no reason at all. And it shouldn't anymore. Now, we tried to engage an enemy on the northeast side of the map, not really successful. Gonna go towards the Colorado. And in this particular position, there are a lot of islands in between my ship and the enemy who is on this flank. This is honestly a pretty safe endeavor to engage this target. And I am firing a lot of HE. I'm looking for fires. If I was a little bit closer, if there's a little bit more broadside in the target, then I would fire AP. But right now, HE all the way. And the HE is sticking on the Colorado. He probably has committed to allowing 2 fires to be set on his ship before he decides to put it out. And that's fine. It's probably the most intelligent use of damage control when you understand that fires are really dangerous, and if you allow multiple to sit on your ship for a long time, you're going to find yourself probably dead. And I'm just hoping that I'll get a shot on the enemy Colorado, also gauging the enemy What are they doing? Is there a potential target that's close by? Most of my team is also headed in this direction, so it's going to be a bloodbath for sure. But our friend in the Colorado is right back up. The fire is no longer on his ship, and boy would it be inconvenient for him if we set another fire. And just like that, the cycle continues forward. And he is allowing the fire to stick, hoping to get another fire. We do not. Non-penetrating HE, yeah, that's very unfortunate. I decide to go after this enemy New Mexico that's also in the area. He's showing a lot of broadside. We could set him on fire, and we can do some significant damage, which we are still doing in the background to the Colorado. Any ship? Yes, there we go. Another fire. Yes, it's this guy. Is he going to use his damage control on one fire? And he does. He does use his damage control on one fire. I notice an enemy, New Orleans, that's right in front of me, and I'm going to engage him. I switch to AP with the expectation he's going to go broadside. He did sort of angle inside a little bit, but I'm hoping that maybe he softens it, allows the AP to do massive damage, and 3,500. That's not bad. This should be a better shot because he's pulling back. If I aim just at the waterline, worst case scenario, I catch just a little bit of him. 5,700 points of damage. Oh yeah. Can this be the kill shot? Can we get a citadel? Can we take him out? Probably not. No, it's not. He turns into the shot. That's a great way to play it. If you see your target firing AP, you want to get an extreme angle or relative to the incoming shells, and it's so much easier to see what the target is firing. I mean, it's really obvious. If you see white, you want to deal with angle. If you see HE, you want to try and avoid taking the damage at all. Which isn't easy, but it can be done. It can be done indeed. Now the New Orleans is pulling back. My AP is not effective. I got HE loaded. I just want to get anything on the target. Anything at all, and this might be it. He's softening it. I elevate the gun. He's moving away slightly. With this particular crosshair, you want to go 1-to-1 on cruisers. They go about 30 knots, maybe a little bit more than one. Oh, he actually ran into a torpedo. Wow, that's bad luck for him. And a good luck for the friendly destroyer that got the torpedo kill. The teams are bogged down in the north. It looks like, at least. We've got a couple enemies. There is an enemy, Mutski, on the edge of the map. He tried to probably sneak by, but the friendly Noah Yang was able to identify and scout him out, so I'm going to assist in his destruction. And he's having issues. He ran up against the border, and a destroyer up against the border is he's a dead duck. He can't do anything. He does hide in his smoke for just a little bit, but he has to run the border. He has to keep as much distance from the Noah Yang as he can. And in doing so, I can have my much more effective incoming rounds on his ship, hoping that he will not pay attention, and I think he sent his torpedoes. We actually get 106 points of damage, and on the stream I was like, well, that was all kill steal. That was really bad. I don't like letting people get away, though. I will fire. I know it was yours. Sorry, buddy. I will fire no matter what. That one time that the battleship got away, got enough help in order to engage a friendly, maybe take him out, you will think exactly as I do. There is no mercy for an enemy ship. If he is anywhere near dying, he's going to die. I will do everything in my power. So, one of the unique aspects of the Kutuzov is the smoke pod. At least it used to be. Now the Flint has it, and for both ships, it works out really well, especially now that you have the smoke border. You know exactly where you need to sit to remain invisible, and that is why I am using the acceleration module. The expectation is that I will be stationary more often than not than a regular cruiser because I have smoke. The acceleration module only works at plus 6 knots, minus 6 knots, at least the really important aspect. but that is critically important when you're trying to feather the throttle inside of smoke so you can avoid incoming shells. They can see me firing, at least the source, and they'll try to fire, but if you're always moving, it's really hard to get a bead on the target. And the higher you go, the higher the rate of fire, the easier it is for the enemy to see a pretty consistent source of the shells. Now, I have AP loaded. The expectation, Pensacola, he's going to rotate right into AP shots. We do 3,000. No Citadel. Come on, Pensacola. Just allow me to penetrate your armor. We need to elevate the gun a little bit. He's not really changing his armor, though. Or his angling, for that matter. Yeah, he's going to change his armor right now. That looks good. And it is good. 5,300. All right. If we could get maybe 2 more salvos of that. And we need to elevate. He's moving away. Confirm with the minimap. And I was reading the chat, and the chat was like, you know, your smoke's gone, and we take a big Citadel. We return the favor. Not quite as much as he did to me, but I got to keep moving. Or at least start moving now. I switch back to HE. He's very neutral. It's always wise to be as aggressive as you can be. Don't try and wait for the enemy to make a mistake. There are so many great players that know exactly what to look for from the type of shell you're firing at them. If it's white, you go as neutral as this guy is going. If it's yellow, then you can afford to show your side to get more DPS on the target. But he's just so far behind my ship's health that I have a clear advantage all the time. The only thing that would really suck is if he knocked out one of my front guns, or 2. Then I would have to be really creative with how I'm going to engage him. And the HE's doing fine. 1,000 points of damage left on the target. He's got 183, and a friendly takes the kill. And that is karma, 100%. I cannot argue with it at all. I got a kill that I did not deserve at all. And we're doing just fine. We got an enemy Ognivo. It is the tier 6 Soviet destroyer. It used to be a piece of crap. It used to be awful. It was the worst destroyer I had played in the line until the Tashkent. Honestly, the Ognivo was worse. Because your guns, your 2 gun turrets would break all the time. That's not the case anymore, of course. After they've changed the health pool for low caliber guns, it just never breaks. If it does break, it deserved to break. It took so much damage that was meant for your ship. Let's just check the northeast side of the map. It's pretty hectic still. There's what, 3 friendlies going up against 4 enemy ships. We're doing fine in this side. There's only this enemy destroyer. I'm pushing forward. I want to spot him out. Soviet destroyers don't have as good of a concealment factor as other destroyer lines, and if you're ever detected, you know it's a Soviet. And I know with 11.1 kilometer range detection, he is somewhere in maybe the D3 or the D4 area of the map. I should honestly be pinging out exactly what I'm seeing for my team. It's very important that they have the same information that you have, and they just don't until you tell them. I pull back. I didn't want to continue going forward. Maybe that's the wrong choice, but I got to keep the guns hot either way, and I'm going to try and assist the friendlies as they're taking out the remaining enemies on the eastern flank. Thankfully, nobody can really engage me, and I'm just assisting in the Hipper's destruction. The friendly Nagato is pretty healthy. Oh, 27. Am I going to get the chance to take him out? No, I'm not. The friendly battleship gets the close quarter expert medal. His secondaries did all the work at the end. And here's the Colorado. This is the Colorado that we set on fire twice. Did pretty good damage. We also have an enemy Amagi. And it's a real decision. Who should I go for? If I'm trying to protect my teammate's health and allow him to survive the encounter, I'm going to go for a ship that is the most vulnerable to my shells. And at this point, I didn't really have a clear shot at the Colorado. I do have a clear shot at the enemy Amagi. We do lose the friendly battleship. The friendly Mutski Sends out torpedoes. I doubt they will hit the target. There is another fire on the enemy Amagi. That is 2 fires. He should put him out. If he cannot, he's going to die very quickly. And he has to rotate his guns towards us. I think they're looking at us right now. And I'm just trying to kill him as quickly as I can. I'm waiting for the shot. It should come any second now. Is he going to burn down to our fire? He's using a heal. He's using a heal and he's still on fire. Come on, Amagi. 187. 281. Just die already. This is what I'm talking about. You don't let off the gas. Everyone who can fire should fire. He might kill the friendly. The friendly pulled a Notser. We've got to protect our teammate. Don't hold up. Always go after these guys. Don't try to be cute. And we do lose the friendly. That is really unfortunate. I hope that everyone was trying to kill him. If everyone was trying to kill him in that moment where he was under 500 hit points, we would have been able to probably keep the friendly up. The Colorado, I believe, is on the other side of smoke or something like that. It looks hazy at least. So I'm going to get close to the Colorado. I do have torpedoes, but I have a friendly ship in the way. The torpedoes are going to hit it. That's why I haven't sent. I am considering this, of course. I'm trying to make sure that I can get fires around the ship. That's why you sort of see me walking it. And yep, the ship is just at the edge. So I go on the other side. He gets big damage on me. He will react immediately to the torpedoes being sent. It's within reason. He uses damage control. Alright, well, this is not as good as I'd like. And the HE is just bouncing off. Oh, the enemy Ognivo. You are my prize this time. I don't really care. Well, I do care, but if I can take out the enemy destroyer, I will. And I'm trying to re-angle against the enemy Colorado. And I'm trying to kill the enemy destroyer as quickly as I can. I earned Confederate, which is nice. His engines are knocked out, and they still are knocked out. Oh, I almost was able to fully rotate and send more torpedoes towards the enemy Colorado. But it doesn't matter. Friendly torpedoes finish off the target. And now all that remains is the enemy Ognivo, who was about 50% life. Granted, we have a friendly destroyer that's at 97. But I think the combined effort of these two, we can win the game. I don't think there's any way we're going to lose this game. They are also on comms, so you can be 100% certain they are working very closely. And overall, I felt like those were the right targets to go after. The only issue was my torpedo. It was pretty obvious I was sending my torpedo. You need to try and hide it as best as you can. You don't want to lose a gun cooldown. That's the biggest tell to a target that torpedoes were sent or are about to be sent. But, you know, you keep your guns hot. I am trying my best to keep that in my mind the entire time, especially with a high rate of fire ship. I think it's no secret that the German battleship line is coming out shortly. You have ships like the Scharnhorst, where I can expressly discuss that the rate of fire is extremely high compared to other ships, other battleships. If you're not using your rate of fire, you are missing out on the potential of the ship. And I end up missing out a lot. I have to keep telling myself, I need to fire, I need to fire. The game ends, the team retreated, they did a good job. They didn't need to do anything other than that. So, we got, what, 1 kill? Also earned Confederate there. Over 100,000 points of damage done. Lots of credit, that's what premiums are for. 15 fires, 1,821 base XP. And I felt pretty good about my participation in the game. I will be streaming for the patch, and the patch comes out Thursday. Guess what else comes out? You put it together. We're going to be having a lot of fun. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.